She gasped at the intimacy of fingers pulling at her buttons and sliding under her lacy bra. She arched her back to make an offering of her breasts. When a hand slipped between her legs, she felt the fevered heat of her body. She gave in to the fantasy and pretended the encounter was with a faceless stranger in a public park, a forbidden someone she'd never see again, until the voice whispered, "Tell me you want this." "Oh, yes, yes." "Tell me your body belongs to me. Anything I want, I can have." "Yes, anything?" Her voice cracked. "Do it now. I want this." "I do too. You have no idea how much." Olivia jerked when the knife jabbed into her body. The meaty thud punched through bone and sinew. When her eyes grew wide and she gasped with the sudden cruelty, a hand covered her mouth and muffled her cry. The blade slid inside her with force. One thrust jammed hard, inch by agonizing inch, until it twisted. Her eyes stung with the rush of tears. The pain was excruciating. Despite the heat of the blood spilling from her body, an overwhelming chill swallowed her. Her lungs filled as if she were drowning, and a stark cold swept through her until she couldn't feel anything, except for the arms that kept her from falling. "You belong to me now. Only me." Lips brushed her ear. "Now who's the clever one?" She wheezed and gurgled for air that never came as she rolled onto her back and stared into the night sky that flickered with stars and the dim glow of the city. When she stopped struggling, the silhouette of Scarecrow looked down at her. Those accusing eyes forced her to think of another face as a tear drained down her cheek. Ethan. Olivia's last thoughts were of him. Chapter 2. Amandine's Restaurant, Halsted Street, north of downtown Chicago. Ethan Chandler ran his fingertips across the linen tablecloth in his slow, practiced manner, in search of the wine glass he'd placed at 2:00. He touched the base of it, trailed his fingers up the stem, and raised the glass to his lips. From his taste of the fine Merlot, he knew his glass was half full. That meant the waiter would soon refill it and ask if he still wanted to wait. He touched his custom Rolex and felt for the time. An hour had gone by. He'd been late for the reservation and had rushed to make it. Amandine's would have canceled it, except they recognized his name. "That's him," a woman whispered. "I saw him play in New York City last fall. Absolutely divine. He's so gorgeous." A table over, two women had made him their evening's entertainment. Their dinner conversation had focused on one topic, him, and they'd resorted to whispering. It always amused him when people thought a blind man was deaf, too. Now that these women had recognized him, they were drawing more attention. Other voices joined in. Outing a celebrity justified their conduct and made their behavior more socially acceptable than merely gawking at the handicapped. The string quartet across the room distracted him, but not in a good way. Although the composer was not his favorite, the restaurant's violinist had strayed from the music, and Ethan noticed. He imagined playing his own Stradivarius, a priceless masterpiece over 300 years old. Antonio Stradivari of Cremona, Italy, had fabricated his Gibson Stradivarius in the early 1700s. The violin had a flat masculine build and had been an outstanding concert instrument with a truly memorable tone that had turned into his musical partner over the years. He thought of himself as its guardian, rather than its owner, and he felt the presence of those who had known the joy of playing it before him. Knowing his cherished instrument would carry his mark long after he left this world, that thought brought him a certain satisfaction and a feeling of immortality. But his thoughts were interrupted by the annoying sound of a cell phone. His. Normally, he would have turned off the blasted thing, thinking it to be a rude intrusion on the dinner hour, but he'd hoped for a call. The ringtone told him who'd be on the line. "Yes?" He smiled. "Well, how is it? Is your mouth in heaven?" The woman didn't bother to identify herself.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.